I'm Alyssa Bonelli, a junior volleyball player at the University of Denver.
All right, Alyssa, I'm going to ask you a few questions today. You're from Superior, Colorado. Why did you choose to come to DU over leaving the state to go to other schools?
Well, initially I thought that I was going to leave the state and maybe go to a bigger school on the East Coast, but I went on a visit here my sophomore year of high school and I loved it and met the team, and I figured that a smaller school field might actually be better for me, and it is really nice being close to home to be able to see my family and my sister, so I'm really happy with the choice to stay in state.
Okay, great. So now let's talk about some volleyball stuff. There were some setbacks to your season last year with some injuries to your teammates. What did your team do to stay together and tough throughout this time?
It was definitely a setback. Most of the injuries were in preseason, so before the season even started, we lost 3 girls. So I think it was just really good to keep in perspective that those of us who were able to play were playing for the girls who couldn't, and keeping in mind that this isn't forever and that you can get hurt. And so I think we all kind of got a little bit of perspective from that and played for them as well as for ourselves. But it was tough at times, even because we couldn't bring them on some of our travel trips. But we spent a lot of time together on the weekends and in practice, and I think we were able to stay pretty tight throughout the season by doing that.
So what are some of your goals for next season?
Well, it's our last season in the Sun Belt, and it's my last season, so we really want to go out with a bang, and I would love for us to win conference, and that would get us a bid to the NCAAs, which has been a goal of ours for a really long time. But it's our last shot at it before we go to the WAC, and we're just really excited about this season, having all of our players back functional and getting to compete in the Sun Belt for the last time and kick butt.
Okay, what are your practice and training schedules like right now? And how does this time compare to when you're in season in the fall?
Well, season is the most time, mainly because of travel. We don't really have weekends, and during season you have 6 days on and then 1 day off every week. And right now we actually have 5 days during the week where we lift together and run together, and then we do really individualized practices with our coaches, but it's a lot less coachable time in winter, so it's really technical and getting all of your little skills refined. But it is a lot more time on the weekends and stuff to kind of do your own thing, and it's just kind of our off-season time. So it's nice. And then we go into spring in 2 weeks because we're almost done right now. And that is basically the exact same as season, just without competition. So 2.5 to 3 hours a day together. So that'll be really good during the week.
Okay, so you touched a little bit on workouts. Are there any workouts that you do specifically as a middle blocker?
I think generally we split it up more as the people who, we have setters, and then kind of our smaller players, the defensive specialists and liberos, and then the hitters are kind of grouped together. So that would be like the outsides and the right sides and the middles. And we really work on jumping, and we've been doing a ton of emphasis on our landings because we've had so many injuries, making sure that we're really technically sound with the things that we do. But it's a lot of jumping, and as a group we do a lot of leg strength and rehabilitation for shoulder, stuff like that. So it's generally hitters that work together, kind of doing similar things. Middles are just it's a quicker game, and the sets are a lot lower, so it's more of a speed game in the middle than the outside.
Okay, do you have any superstitions or rituals that you have to do before a big game or tournament?
I've never really been concerned with that kind of thing, but we do as a team try to come up with a routine before every match so that you get the same feel, and it's difficult to emulate that on the road, so it's a little bit different. But one thing the girls have done since I've been here is we kind of put music on. We have a really good sound system in our locker room, and kind of dance around and just loosen up a little bit before a game to keep the mood light. But I will sit with my iPod for a couple minutes and visualize before a game starts, and that's generally just in the fall.
Okay, how has being on the DU volleyball team made you a better athlete?
It's a good one. It's the game is just so much different at the college level than it was in club or in high school, and you're just so much more of a physical player in college, so much more weightlifting and speed and just hours spent in the gym getting your skills up. But also just mentally, it is such a mental game in college of believing in yourself type thing, and just pushing the limits of where you think you can go. And so I think I've excelled in a huge way since I got here, and I'm really, it's nice because you can be really proud of the work you've done coming in as a freshman to when you leave as a senior.
All right, let's talk about some academics. Is it hard for you to balance school and volleyball? And how do you keep on top of both?
Yes, it is hard to do both. I mean, if it were easy, everyone who liked sports would do it, so it's definitely a challenge keeping on top of that kind of thing, but I've found that time management and scheduling are the biggest things. I keep a really detailed planner and try to keep on top of everything I'm doing, and there's just not a lot of idle time in my day where I'm not doing something that's helping benefit me in school or in volleyball. And so that's basically how you try to keep on top of everything. But it's a balance, and it takes a long time to figure it out your freshman year, how to keep that balance and not go crazy while doing it.
Okay, what is your favorite thing or most memorable moment about being a Denver Pioneer?
I think my favorite thing about being a Pioneer is it's a very personal feel here as a student and as an athlete. I think you can really get to know the people that you're working with on a very intimate level, even with the people on the third floor, with your coaches, your teammates. But I really like the school spirit here and the athletic kind of integrity we have going. It's a smaller school, but athletics are really important here, and we do a pretty good job. So it's really fun to see the other teams performing and us as well. So that's what I've liked about it.
Okay, do you have any plans for after you graduate?
It's a great question. I'm hoping to have some. I plan to study abroad, which is really nice about volleyball. We can study abroad after we finish our fall season. And I want to go to Spain, and hopefully that will kind of give me a better idea of what I want to do. I'm an international business major, and I want to be able to do something sort of travel and internationally minded, but I'm hoping I'll have a closer idea of where I want to do that and what I want to do after I study abroad.
All right, well, thank you for talking to me.
Thanks.